This is gonna be site tracking project. It's about creating a bare ISO, so it's for ISO builders as goal, as a group, as goal, as target. That's the word, as target builders. I'll show you in this LeftWM VirtualBox that we have the possibility now to install Dusk, and Dusk is a fork from DWM. It's quite nice indeed, but it does not really merit its own ISO. What if you wanted to have an ArcoLinuxB ISO of something you find online, and this something is today Dusk, so something else can be put on our ISOs, and then you have your own personal variant, right? So first I'm gonna show you what Dusk is all about. Then we go into the phase that where should I get my data? What should I change? How can I make a bare ISO, but still an ArcoLinux ISO? It's not our intention to make it complete ArcoLinux ISO. It's simple, right? It's just do not install ArcoLinux ISO packages. But how to create an ArcoLinuxB and then something. And the something is something you find on the internet. You say, awesome, I want to have that. And this is called Dusk. It will be available soon on your systems. So if we press Ctrl-Alt-E, Dusk can be installed on ArcoLinux, right? So since it's just one package, we'll not make an ISO for it. A bit silly for just one package. All you do is launch ArcoLinux Tweak Tool and launch a variant, a fork of DWM. There can be so many forks, right? A fork of i3, a fork of etc, etc. It's gonna be too much. But in the Tweak Tool, it has its place. It's just click install. So maybe you know already, but we do have a development kind of thing. Ctrl-Alt Super T this is, and then we say sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. This will break, well, depends the timing, right? But this is where we develop. So in the development package, ATT is also a good way to launch ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, and you see what's going on. It gives some messages in the terminal maybe. And in the desktop, so we've added Dusk, right? So this is the look of Dusk. This desktop is not installed. Boom. It's installed for any of us today if you have the Tweak Tool dev, and you can try it out. So I'm gonna quit this, and I'm gonna show you what the goal is. We want to have this on an ISO. So I don't need to go to Tweak Tool, just launch it and I'll have this, right? So that's the goal, having something like this. It's a backersB. Let's include the GitHub, since I will not be answering questions about it, in the sense that backersB is the first stop for information and questions on Dusk, DWM, Dusk, and then backer. Let's stop there. Let's see what it gives. Oh, what is the name again? Let me pause here. Voila, found it, backerB Dusk. So that's where your questions should go to. What we've done is we archified, is that the word, right? That's the word now, to archify Dusk, and then make our keyboard shortcuts that they actually work. Super Shift Enter and the Super T and the Ctrl-Alt T and all that. The keyboard shortcuts and Alt F1 and Alt F2, it all works if you install the packages, of course. So Ctrl-Alt F, for instance, is gonna be Firefox, gonna be there. A super space is gonna change the layout, and we can have so much more. But that's up to you to figure it out. Okay, so this is what we want to have on our ArcoLinuxB ISO. It's not that much packages at all, but we want an ISO. We're not going to build one, right? ArcoLinux is not going to build this. But what if you wanted this? So let's do that project and create actually a page. We can use this to put something on ArcoLinuxISO.com. We are a university. It means universities take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, right? And you can gradually learn how to use Linux. In the beginning, when you first come from Windows, you start by learning Windows. And this morning, I just gave you the tip. Start with ArcoLinux XL. It gives an overview of all the packages you have, all the software there is available, and you can do the switch from Windows to XFCE, which I think is one of the good ideas. Cinnamon wouldn't be bad either, in the sense that it has this menu at the bottom. It has a settings, a configuration settings, right? And then you'll find your way around. At some point in time, you can actually go and start building things. So this is the comprehensive guide to ISO building. And we have created so many, where are they? We have created already so many tutorials, right? So we have already so much information available to start building that it's crazy how many things we have already. So what we should do as well, I don't know where I'm gonna put it, because we can also put it in here. Build your own ISO is actually what we're gonna do. I think it's more appropriate that it's here, because it's then part of all the other tutorials. Because in here are also ideas, what ifs. What if we wanted to create Plasma together with DWM? It's not a bad idea to combine a tiling window manager with a proper desktop. If it breaks, if DWM breaks for some reason, you're stuck in a TTY. So having a desktop around to log into the desktop and then fix DWM is not a bad idea. And here we are going to create ArcoLinux XS, so the LTS version, creation of Plasma, these two guys combined. Drivers, we've added drivers to our ISO, so you can actually boot on your system. G.I. Joe is just GNOME and i3, just a fun name. And then we've made so many tutorials how to make our open box here. ArcoLinuxB extended, awesome, BSP i3, and we'll need to add more to it later on. Building scripts explain the biggest gaming ISO ever, right? So rather than going bare and base, this is whatever, all the games for the children. Here's another bare, ArcoLinux bare project. So maybe we can have a look at that later on as well. So all this information, basically what we're gonna make is an ArcoLinuxB Dusk, and see if we can eliminate some of the packages here. Let's get rid of conkeys, for example. That's one thing I would throw out entirely on a tiling window manager, and so on. Okay, let's get to it. So that's the idea. That's what I want to get to at. All the information is already available. So you could do this without this video because it's already there. But hey, it's just a fun Sunday morning. So what you do, you download our ArcoLinuxB GitHubs, right? You go to ArcoLinux GitHub, github.com, ArcoLinuxB. There are all the B's, all the ISOs that we have. You download the one that you want. So ArcoLinux DWM looks like it's a good start because it's a fork, right? So click here, stop, let's do everything on the desktop. Create folder, open terminal here, git clone like this. Here is my folder. So basically, if I run this script number 40, it's done already, right? We're already building, as simple as that, boom. And you've got the latest build. That's why you love ArcoLinux, right? You can actually build stuff rather than download stuff. Okay, what else should I do? Well, I need to know how did these guys create Dusk. Well, since it's not on an ISO anywhere, not ArcoLinuxB ISO, it is in ArcoLinux Tweak Tool. So when I install this version, this dev version, it's gonna be somewhere. Yes, it's gonna be somewhere. User share ArcoLinux. Where are you? Let's make it bigger. As you see, all the ISO builders, guys, keep track of all the changes. You see, Arch ISO 47, 48, 48, 1, and then you do a melt and you see what happened to it. A lot of things happen to it, right? That's how you follow up during the years. Let's go for ArcoLinux Tweak Tool, this guy, and then Desktopper Pi, that guy. Open it up here. Control find Dusk. Dusk. This is what I've added to get Dusk. Control C. And we go to Arch ISO, packages. At the end. Oh, I thought I did not copy paste everything. So, tip. You look at your keyboard, the left shift is pressed in now. You look at your mouse, the right mouse click is clicked in now. You drag the line to the bottom. This is Sublime Text, only works in Sublime Text. Backspace, 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 right? Something similar can be done like this, but it's not that easy. You see? When I press space, that's gonna work for these guys, but this one, an extra one, well actually this one and this one as well. So Control Z, Control Z, left shift, right mouse click. Looking good so far until here. One gone for all of them. This one has a lot of spaces. So left shift, right mouse click. Oops. Let's try it again. Like so, like so. Still good, still good, still good, still good, still good, still good, still good. Nice. So backspace, commas are gone. Backspace, quote is gone. Now do check if you did not change the package name, right? Every package should still be correct. Now let's do from plain text to Perl, because things will be double. In essence, it doesn't matter. In essence, it's unimportant if you tell the builder, the Arch ISO package, if you tell the application, go and add fe and fe and fe and fe and fe and fe 10 times. It will just write it away 10 times. That's it. It just will take longer to build. But in the essence, nothing really matters there. So Task Manager is already up there. Screen Shooter is already on there. XFCE 4 settings, Notify Daemon. Let's see, App Finder, Power Manager, App Finder. So all the XFCE stuff is probably going to be there already. Volume icon, so Control Find. Now it's maybe a little bit faster. Volume icon is there and there. So I don't need it here. Tuner is going to be there for sure. The sexy hotkey daemon, it's up there. It's there. Simple X hotkey daemon, that's the name, right? We just joke about it. Oh, we're still looking for a volume icon. I wanted to look for something else for this guy. Control Find. It's in there. Don't need it. Polkit GNOME. Control Find. Already in there. Don't need it. Pacman gonna be in there. just do the rest of the work manually. Find, it's in there. Wallpaper Candy, no, it's not gonna be, although, did I change it? Control find, let's have a look. No, so the Wallpaper Candy is by default not on DWM. So, okay, it now is wallpapers for sure, root for sure, meta login for sure as well. Yep. This, of course, a new package. Dusk is new. DWM-ST is needed, but it already is in there because it's DWM. So this one is not needed. So as you see, it's coming down to a list of packages that we don't need. I saw SL status, we're not using SL status in Dusk. So buy this. It boils down to one file actually, because all this is just general thing. So this is it. This is the only package. I chose the Candy wallpapers have as background. So what, right? That's even that you can just omit this because we get the standard wallpaper you saw is not coming from here. It's coming from the .config Arco Dusk folder wallpapers and then wallpaper.gpg, I think, right? So we don't need this either. So let's leave it in, just like that. So it will not be installed. Anything with the hashtag is not installed. So basically, it's a long way to tell, this is it. Do we need to create an ISO for just one package? It's a bit silly. So I'll combine it with a tutorial like this and see what else can we get rid of. Control-Shift-Escape, Task Manager, Print Screen, Screen Shooter, Notify Daemon, changing Spotify music, Thunar Media Tags, Ristretto. Yeah, Ristretto is something, it's something for images. Control Find, Control F, Nomax. Nomax is not installed. I like Nomax better. Choices, right? That's all distributions are. Choices. Thinking, I like this, I like that, I hate that. That's how it goes. And the rest is in between, neutral. Yes, it's fine to have it, right? So some of these guys are there because they will be installed anyway because of dependencies. The terminal, the settings are here, the power manager, the panel is there because of the screen shooter, I believe. Tumblr is to see things in a file manager. Garçon, what was Garçon again? Jesus. So you go to pacman. Pacman, where's Garçon again? Something with files. I always forget it. It's we don't use the application. It's an implementation of the free desktop org menu specification. Do we need it? I don't know, right? Exo, if you're not intending to launch, use Exo. So let's run a risk because this is trying to be pair, right? So we might be making a mistake and that's fine. And then the video ends there. It's not gonna be maintained. It really is entirely up to you to see and test it out. And that's the fun. That is the fun. So let's say we want to get rid of those two guys. App Finder, I have my D menu. So Alt F3 is this, right? On all our machines, Alt F2 is this. If you say never use this, I always use Super Shift D, which is the D menu, which is coming from DWM, which Dusk is a fork of DWM, right? So this is the place to learn to use DWM and say, okay, I will never use App Finder again. So Alt F2 and Alt F3. We're going for less stuff. Now you would think, Eric, why not settings? Because but XFCE settings, Ctrl-Alt-M, is also including lots of stuff from us. So this guy is not only XFCE stuff, that's broken, but it also contains fixed hard-coded icons. It includes the desktop treasure, it includes desks, it includes our stuff as well. Not only XFCE stuff that might or might not work, but it will include our stuff. Okay, so we leave it in. I would miss my F12. F12 is gonna be this, on DWM, my XFCE 4 terminal. So I'm not gonna have a broken system, broken feeling, but I do wanna have some lesser packages, right? So let's set Alex appearance to set my themes and all that. Volume icon, yes, to just quickly, take a little slider that says volume, and right mouse click to go to Ctrl-Alt-U. Keyboard shortcuts are there, right? The volume, the PAVU control, it's there already. We use a simplicity theme and SDM. So this is not correct, right? DWM, well, you could install it. Yeah, we could install it, but we're not gonna, right? Less is more. We're gonna install this guy. This is all for Calamares, so don't think in messing in that. Now, there is a problem, Ctrl Z. This is ArcoB Calamares config DWM. We need a Calamares configuration, right? This, I didn't read it well, it's still early. But we need something, we need a configuration Calamares, obviously, right? So this is the closest we can get. We don't think we'll run into issues. We'll get a prompt, a login screen. We do press enter, we'll install everything, and then we reboot and we get at the SDM. So it will not do auto login, basically. That's it. So that's not an issue. The welcome app. We are part of ArcoLinux community. We know what to do, right? System installation. ArcoLinux system installation. Yep. Sorry, not the way to do it, because it's part of another repo. So it's not on these repos that we use in the system. It's part of the ArcoLinux ISO repo. So we have another repo just for ISOs, because otherwise it would be so confusing. You would see so many things. And view all repositories. Somewhere in there he is, ArcoLinux repo ISO. So it contains like tons of packages that you don't see, you don't need to see. It's just to build ISOs. It's a choice to keep things separate. So yeah, let's keep that around. That's the application Calamares. Yeah, you need it for sure, otherwise you can't install it. Deconf all desktops, config all desktops. XFCE there that we can analyze. We went for XFCE, so the backend is anyway kind of XFCE-ish, right? But what's in there, if you want to know, that's in there. So in Thunar we have all our keyboard shortcuts. I hate it when I see nothing in here. Look at all the beauties that we've created over time. So we need, well, I need as a workflow all these things and all the settings for screen shooter, terminal, RC, and all the rest, keyboard shortcuts and all that in here as well. Well, they won't be used, but other settings of XFCE in general. So I'm leaving it here. And then, oh, look at that. We're going to install DWM. No, we don't want that. We want the fork of it. And then we will install ST. And I was thinking of changing the name, but let's leave it as is. So it's actually ST. ST is a terminal. So Control T, ST is actually a terminal. The terminal from, you've guessed it, DWM. Fine, we'll have ST then. It needs to have ST. It's there, the keyboard shortcuts are there. You either want or don't want ZSH. You can still install it later. So if you wanted, you could do this and it's not installed, and later on also do a search for the other ZSH, because there are a few packages out there concerning ZSH. So this one, that one, that one, that one, all hashtagged out, but like a ZSH, so keeping it in. Wallpapers is maybe something you dislike, and maybe we should, right? Maybe you should. You see that looks will be poor if there is no wallpaper. Then yeah, the design won't be that nice. It all depends what we're talking about, but a wallpaper is important for people. The settings for volume icon, we want volume icon. Maybe you don't like variety. That's a thing we've heard a lot, unless you study up in variety and then you say, oh my god, this is so easy. You can actually get wallpapers without looking for wallpapers. And that's how I got 5 GB. But let's get rid of it here. I see Termite already. Termite is dead, they say. Alacrity will be the successor, but it's not that. Huh? Termite just works. And it even gets updates. I don't know why and who, but voila, Termite is beautiful. Use it for, well, years, right? 4 years. So it's still on our repo, and people who want to use it, please. It's freedom. Okay, back to the bottom. So that's what we've done. Fine, hard work, right? Time, 27 minutes already. So tweak tool, do we need the tweak tool? I can still install it later on, right? Yeah, sure. So sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux tweak tool git installed. So let's say Termite is out. Systemd services, what's that? ArcoLinux systemd services git. What's in there? Multi-user target pacman init service. Ooh, the pacman initialization service. Yeah, we're gonna keep that around, right? So every single time you boot up, pacman is gonna initialize itself, clean itself up. And pacman is important. Pacman is your package manager. That's what it stands for. So I'm gonna keep that. ArcoLinux system config git. Now, I'm not gonna go into every single package here, but you see the workflow, right? Files. Ooh, that's interesting. To kill something, it's good tip. It's Control-Alt backspace. So on a real machine, not in a VirtualBox, you can actually do Control-Alt backspace and your whole system is killed. So Xorg is actually restarted. So whatever, well, when you do it, when everything is frozen, you say, oh my god, everything is frozen, can't do anything anymore. Wait a few seconds, wait a few minutes, and then you give up, right? And then you press Control-Alt backspace. It kills your Xorg and restarts it. And all the rest, the beeps, the no beeps, gpg-conf, all the hooks we've created, that's for pacman again. So yeah, it's kind of filled with all kind of stuff, and maybe we should keep it around, right? Now, bash RC is something personal. We all have our ways of, well, our history, that's it, our baggage, our history. We started with Ubuntu, we started with SUSE, and then we went to something else. And you learn along the way aliases, and you create your own aliases. The best advice I can give you is stay away from bashrc and zshrc and create a bashrc personal, your file, bashrc, zshrc personal, and put all your stuff in there. If you don't like the word update to update your system, you don't want to type chair, that's fine. Then you type chair, and that makes sense to you. And that's how it evolved, right? The makes sense, the logic is yours. It's your brain, but change it in the personal files. So let's stick that around. Let's keep that around. I mean, Rofi, I'm not a fan of Rofi, I'm not hiding it. So out it goes. Qt5 Git is for design of packages, the look. Pipe menus. Pipe menus is only needed for conkeys. I'm gonna get rid of conkeys. And Paru is a good alternative for Yay, so I'm gonna keep that around as well. Nitrogen is setting wallpapers, and in DWM, wow, yeah, we're gonna keep that around. Neofetch, do you like it? This? Would you mind if it's gone? Would you miss it if it's gone? Right? Let's go for a base thing. Where our packages are coming from, the mirror list, where to find our packages needs to be there, right? It has to be there. So meta logout is the super X thing. So these guys, logging out on tiling window manager is done like that. XFCE is telling the right mouse click in Tunar what terminal to open. Applications hide. That's actually an XFCE thing. We can actually tell him, never mind. In the menu of XFCE, we can tell him, hide this, show that. Quantum theme arc, we left quantum, I think. That's all design, so why not? Let's leave design as is. We still need a lot. We want to have a nice look. This is safety. Safety first. Keep all the rubbish out. Not a bad idea. Keep rubbish out. Icons maybe you're not a fan of, so that's can be arranged. And for instance, we get in the contributing, which can be arranged as well. Theme Vmix is, I don't know if we get into an issue. Might get into an issue if we remove it, because otherwise it's going to be the ArcoLinux look. Black and white, no design whatsoever. So we're gonna keep it around. It's nicer. Some fonts matters. Keep it around. Desktop treasure, yeah, if we deleted the tweak tool, then we need to delete this one as well. Conkeys, well, we do not delete anything, we just say don't put it in the ISO, right? That's all we do. Binary stuff, keep rolling and all that, it matters, right? Keep rolling. We have our own Alacrity Git things, but maybe we get rid of Alacrity as well and just keep around URXVT. As one of the users on Telegram told me, it's just keeping that one. That's it, and all the rest goes. Choices, right? Choices. You want to have a game on it? Put a game on it. Choices, again. Oops. And also somebody today about Steam. We have a package, right? Use that package. It has so many things that will work. It's a Steam, it will work, but it will have a nice font, small things as well. We kept Paru, right? We always need to have a second thing. If one fails, one update fails, we got the other guy. Yet is for the small screen when you do conkey zen, right? Let's show you that. This is our conkey manager thing, right? Conkey zen. And it's created with yet. You wouldn't see it, right? You wouldn't know it, but you would think it's part of GTK or something, but it's actually the application yet. So, since I don't have conkeys, I don't need it either. All URXVT is in. Python PyPart for minstick, I think. Yeah, minstick. Paru bin, pamac all good. Minstick, there you are. Neofetch, we decided against it, right? We decided to say whatever. I wonder what HG will do, since it's not installed anymore. XFCE. Do you want XFCE? This thing. I can install it later on if I want to, so not on the ISO. Hardcode fixer gits. We are on a tiling window manager. Icons, we hardly see them. And the hardcode fixer is only gonna fix the user share applications icons. It's not gonna mess with tuner icons, because is the only thing, only time we see an icon, it's gonna be in there in the tiling window manager. Grub customizer is for people that have more than one operating system, and we know, you know, we advise against it, all the people getting stuck with grub. Right? Conkey Lua arches, downgrading is essential if something goes wrong. Arch ISO is not really needed. If you are not a package builder, if you're not an ISO builder, that's the application that builds the ArcoLinux ISO from archlinux.org. That's the one we use to build it, this thing. Appstream is for pacman, Alacrity, we advised against it, I think, right? Alacrity. This is for your installation as well. Open swap, control find. I thought it was double, but it's not double, so it's needed. Surfer icons, we've decided against these icons, right? So let's see what happens if we say no. Don't use these guys. Font awesome. This is Microsoft font. Important if you install Steam. It will be installed with the ArcoLinux meta package, I think. Not sure. We're not using awesome font, I think, inside Dusk. Gpart cursor, yeah, you need to have a cursor, right? So let's keep that guy in. Zenity, Zenity, we use Zenity for what again? We use Zenity for what? I don't know. What's Zenity again? Zenity. Display shell scripts. When do we use this thing? Let's do an experiment. Okay, let's keep it in for Steam then. Tool, not sure if we need this one, but later on we can still make so many ISOs, right? You can see what happens if I remove this or that. Not sure if we need this in Dusk at all. These become more complicated. These 5 guys. This maybe that's for images in the terminal. If we're not gonna use neofetch and all that, I think we can leave this one out already. This one we'll see after the installation. We can say later on if we have installed it, sudo pacman -r. And if it says it has dependencies for this and this and this and that, and you say, oh yeah, okay, then it keeps him, right? This is to delete everything. Tree is not that important. Maybe you've never seen it. Tree. Oh my god, right? It will stop at some point in time. Let's put it on the side. Do it. Oh, still busy. TLP is for management of power. Now it's finished, right? So something like this. This is a tree. All kinds of things. All right, so tree is out. TLP, you're not on laptop, fine, but it is. Speed test is really not necessary. It's fun. If I find that my internet is again slow, I'll do a speed test, so later on I'll show you. speed test, so it's not essential, it's nice, it's not essential. XFCE, Rofi, you're out. Rip grab, keep rip grab around. Since we are the more advanced user and we're building ISOs and all that, right? Then we need RG. RG is a command, and a command I can use in here, for example. Did I install Rofi? Voila, RG Rofi. In line 394, there's the word Rofi, and the line this, there's Rofi. You see? So that's basically how I can go up, how I can do it. But I just saw something, I should change something, otherwise it's gonna be confusing. So this is Dusk, right? We're creating Dusk. Probably save this, right? I did probably close without saving. Delete, 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 and then open it up again. Dusk. Rofi. Let's kill all the Rofis. Save. I hope I saved it. I'm thinking, oh my god, did I save it? What's the last thing we were doing? Oh my god. What's the last thing we're doing? No, I did not save it, did I? Let me pause and check, guys. Voila, I did not save it, so I went back and I hope I got it all. So we're doubting about these guys. True, true. We're actually a little bit higher. 3. Control S this time. Speed test. Okay, Control S. This time, every single time. Control S. Oh, my ZSH is good. Locate. No max is choice. LSB release is needed. Laptop detect. Well, no laptop. No laptop then. And then pop, pop, pop. Don't know for sure for these guys. Hardware probe. You don't want to probe anything, whatever then, right? The hardware info is part of it, I think. So hard info. So it's this thing. It's also part of Calamares. We had some issues yesterday. Probe with the dash. Back to the top. Spelling and all that. H-top. Who needs H-top, right? Get rid of it. Hard information. Very useful tool, but let's get rid of it. gpart is your Swiss knife for partitioning and so on. So let's keep it around. GNOME keyring, GNOME disk utility, super tool. Going for a bare version. Git. So many distributions do not have Git by default. I hate that. So keeps in choices. File roller is to extract zips and RGZs and all that. Xpack is just this thing. RIP. We do like our RIP. It gives the idea what's the latest thing I've done. And hardware info, here it is. So the maintainer made a new package, number 2, and which it says don't delete the empty directories, and then it's fixed. So let's keep Xpack in there. Dovbin. That's an extra. It's not in an alias. This is also an extra. Let's go for a bare. So some things in our alias will not work. If I say this, let's go for it, right? RIP will not work anymore. Dex is interesting because Dex is actually launching everything in a tiling window manager that's in .config auto start. Any application that has a file there, a .desktop, Dex will say, oh, let's run it, right? It's part of Dusk. Our Dusk, I should say. Dconf editor, not needed here. So the database of GNOME, Budgie, Cinnamon, all these guys, when you set a wallpaper, it's not in a file, it's in a database. It's in .config dconf user. That's where it is. You can't open it. You have to have the dconf editor. Bash completion, I die without it. ASCII nema is extra. A-render, since we're on the tiling window manager, things might be not tiled properly if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, screens. Arc darkest theme is just about looks, and looks are actually in the tiling manager very, very. We're gonna keep a GTK theme, the Arc one. Choices, right? A font makes or breaks your system. Choosing the right font is entirely up to you. I'll just keep them all around. This is for conkeys. Conkeys are out, so whatever. Termite is out. Dying and not dying keeps around. We keep getting updates. Maybe you know scrops is just a screenshot. Numlocks on or off. It's for the extra numeric pad that is always on. Then you type numlocks on. Nitrogen is great. Hey, didn't I see that already? Control find doubles. So 290 and that one. Okay, fine, not double. So the other one is the setting and this one is the application. I do love melt, but we're going to go for a minimal one. Image magic. Let's keep it, get it out of, we'll see, right? We'll see. Simple cal out, Firefox. Do we need a browser? Maybe, yeah, we do. Face, how to set wallpaper, so that's also good. The menu, that's the thing that we'll keep, right? That's our menu. All the rest is now out. Rofi is out. Our Alt F2 and Alt F3, they're all out, not available. And the time is 47 minutes, okay. So keep this, the rest above. The rest above, just stay away from it. It's printers, is how images are shown in a file manager. It's all about printers. Maybe if you have an HP printer, you can add HP printer on there. Anything about file manager, anything about Bluetooth. Yeah, if you don't have Bluetooth, don't install Bluetooth, right? Just put hashtags in front of it. Sound is there. We're still going for pulse audio. Maybe you try out Pipewire if you think that's gonna be better. Don't we have this double? No. VirtualBox things, open the virtual machine things, the VMware drivers, VirtualBox drivers. How to develop, and videos there. So like I said, just keep away from all the rest. It's gonna be okay, unless you know what you're doing. So these are the packages from ArcoLinux. You don't have AMD, fine, you can leave it out, but I wouldn't do so. Doesn't matter anyway, because our calamars, we've built it, so if you are working on an Intel, AMD is going to be removed. And here's your QEMU. So we got 3 of them: VirtualBox, VMware, and QEMU. All right. Control S. Let's see what happens. And that's the fun, right? That's the, for me as well, right? It's still a fun thing. And not all the Lego blocks, how would you say, not Lego blocks, but domino blocks, you know, the game domino. And I mean, then when you fill up a factory floor with dominoes and you push one and it goes on, right? it still has to, with all these years of developing, it still amazes me that I don't think of things, right? If you change this, then this will happen, and this will happen, and that will happen, and all the blocks need to follow, and all the domino blocks don't sometimes, right? Tired or whatever, bad brain. But it's a fun thing, and gradually you learn more and more and more, because you think, if I change this, then that application will get run into issues, or that setting is counteracting the other setting, and oh yeah, true. And all these dominoes need to fall. And the more you do this, the more, well, you get experience, simple as that. And then you get to know all these tricky things. If this, then that, right? Also an app. All right. Shall we use the time? Take a look again. What you can do as well, maybe more interesting, is do a super F5, do a file comparison. This one, drop it in. Then that's dropped in, that's the one that we created. Then go to ArcoLinuxB. Hello. Take one of the ISOs. We have 28 ISOs, right? We have Bs. All of these guys have a package list, but there's also ArcoLinux XS, and the other quite minimal thing is ArcoLinux XS, extra small. XS, but based on XFCE, right? Not anything tiling window manager related. So this guy, if I drop that in here, we can have a look, right? So okay, so let's compare again. That's the left one is our choice, right? It's our Dusk. So in XS I won't install Firefox, and here I do. But here I do not install ImageMagick, and there I do. Nitrogen, since it's a tiling window manager, we kind of like it. It's easy to use Nitrogen and say, set that wallpaper. Termite is out, variety is out, and by comparing more and more and more, you may think it triggers something in your mind to say, okay, let's delete this or add to that. So we've done the decision here. Dovebin is out. That one is out as well, and so on and so on. And by doing this, I get a lot of errors I make, or I find them. Like this one is I have to write that down, right? I have to write it down because there is a name difference there. Why is the name difference there? I just said it, and there it is. Your proof of this works. Melt works, right? I need to change this word here. Well, I don't know. I first have to check. So HDD, well, temp is the word, but the word is not often the package. So it's not disk then. I don't know. HDD and then temp. That's it. It's not disk. So whatever happened to it, disk has to go. Now I'm not using it, right? It's no issue because there's a hashtag in front of it, but I am a perfectionist. So should you be the best of yourself, and no mistakes allowed. Spaces, tabs. Now if you start programming, oh my God, no spaces, no tabs, no mistakes allowed. So we found something to improve. We decided to have no max. Player control, let's do, yeah, tiling window manager. They need to, these key bindings, you have to tell, play the music, shut down the sound, louder, right? All these things we need. These guys I'm not sure of. I'm just not sure of. So what I'll do, sudo pacman -r qt5 webkit and see what dependencies it has, and say, oh no, I like that and that application, so it stays on, or no, it can go. All right, I think these two can go, but we'll see. Learn. It's not the first build that will be the official end of it, right? You need to try again. And that's why virtualboxes are so cool. These are all our decisions. And in the end, we decide here to have this, and here we decide to have Dusk. And that's it. How are you? Okay, let's pause them. All right, it's out. Didn't see how many gigabytes, 1.9. Okay, done. We have a template, we're gonna clone it. It's not gonna be LLB, Eric. We're not gonna make the ISO. It's just a configuration that you can find online. Dusk. Clone. And then we're going to go for, what do we actually call it, right? We forgot to do some things. Dominos, right? Dominos. Oh my God, Eric. 9 o'clock, 4:04. It's 5 minutes ago. I went to get a coffee. So that's the one I've built. No, doesn't matter what name it is. We just forgot to change the name. That's it. And then we start it up. Boom. What we'll get is a nice SEM greeting, I guess. Simple desktop display manager, last line. And our cursor is there. Yay, we got a nice cursor. Voila. So the reason why we can't log in, because SDM says launch DWM. It doesn't say launch Dusk. So we press enter. That is looking awesome, right? Now, Calamaris should be there. The Calamaris is not launching. So we do super T. Neofetch command not found. It says, we made decisions. Our bash RC says, go and launch neofetch. Then we need to launch Calamaris. Is Calamaris installed? We have Calamaris, no problem. Okay. Thinking, what's the proper way of launching Calamaris? Frankly, I don't know anymore. Because tools, right? We use Calamaris tools. The welcome app. I think launching it with PKExec Calamaris. Let's see if we can. Calamaris. Yeah, I'm still in QWERTY, right? Will do the trick. Now, this does not look good at all. Yes, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to my file system, etc. Calamaris. So I have a settings advanced and settings beginner. It should show that. And this is the advanced. No, this is beginner. Okay, that's why it's showing it. Right. Okay, got it. Got it. So we've created at some point a choice, right? So we told ArcoLinux welcome that there's the beginner installation and the advanced installation. And what you do is you melt, of course, you use the tool melt, and this guy and that guy is the same. That guy and this guy are the same. It says don't give people any net install choice. Show this, that, summary, done. Okay, so super Q, voila, everything out. There was actually super A, super Q, which is good as well. So A is all, select all. So basically we can just go ahead installing it. It was actually good what I was doing. I just wanted to figure it out what happened. So arrow up is actually okay. So it's gonna use the configuration of the simple one, of the beginner, which gives us the choice of next, next, Belgian, next, erase disk, next. Because this is still, many distros give you this and not the rest, not all the net install stuff. I understand them. I understand them. That's why we went back to give you the beginner thing. Install your operating system. Then it's up to you. Install Firefox, Vivaldi, Chrome, Min, Tor browser. Voila. You install code, Sublime Text Genie, IntelliJ. Voila. And so on. There's so many choices to still make. And so that can be done afterwards. And otherwise, you need a lot of knowledge to know what to choose, what drivers to choose, what kernels to choose. It's all in the advanced installation of CalmWires, but people get stuck, or they swallow, or they suffocate in all these choices, and it becomes a bottleneck. So if you've got that feeling, use the beginner installation, and later on you can always do a sudo pacman -s, install something, right? That's later. So now we are actually working on Dusk, by the way, if you did not realize this, right? So Control Super T is actually better, Super T. Later on we'll fix the bash RC. It contains at the very end neofetch, and neofetch, we decided against installing that, so it will not be there. Super Shift Enter. Thunar is there, plus, hopefully, right? All of our things is there. Convert PNG, ownership to user, makes executable. Conkey Zen is there as well, but we decided against Conkey, so it's not going to be there, Conkeys. But the link still will be there. All the keyboard shortcuts will be there. Software is not there, right? Control-Alt-V is Vivaldi. It's not running, it's not launching. Control-Alt-F is Firefox. We did decide to install Firefox. There it is. Super Q by Firefox again. So this is your version, your ISO that you can work with. Maybe you can still use the time. There is some time. Control Super T, Super T, Super T, Super T. Okay. Desktop number 3, Super T, Super T. Desktop number 4, Super T, Super T, Super T. Different layout. Look up here. Super T, Super T, Super T. Different layout. Super T, Super T, Super T. Certainly different layout. Middle is quite big. Super T, Super T, Super T. Layout like this. And Super T, Super T, Super T. Right? So, as an example, the developer created a few of these looks and layouts. And I've changed them myself also a little bit for myself. So, it's changeable. You just edit the code, build the application again, and that'll be that. So let's boot into the system. Time 1 hour. Let's do a Control R in VirtualBox to make it a little bit quicker. It was stopping things, so never mind. Coffee. So Eric is logging in. I'm in control. Don't show this message again. Then when I do a super T, I see the command. I don't like that. So let's do a super shift enter, or you're gonna do in NB, nano bash, remember, NB, neofetch. We have not installed it. We don't want to see this anymore. Oh, up, back here, and Control X, yes, enter. Super T, it's gone, right? Super Q, super Q, super Q, super Q, super Q. That's the one thing that we got out of the way. Then, this is about building, not about designing. Eh? We had this list of packages. So this is Dusk. What things can we get rid of? We were doubting about a few packages up here. Are there packages we can get rid of? Not these guys. These guys. So super T sudo pacman minus remove. Remove what? XEO. All right, you're out. XDO tool. Because I removed this one, the other one is gone, or typo. Yep, you're out. XApp, can that go? Blueberry minstick. Okay, there it stays in. I need my minstick, burn USBs, ISOs and all that, and format them. So XApp is in. WM control. Do we need WM control? ArcoLinux bin git, and you're not. Okay, you're in. Do we need? Oops. Do we need WebKit 2 GTK? Yat and Zanity. Did we install Yat and Zanity? I thought we had not installed it. Yat is out. That's strange. Control find Yat. Oops. Guys, my mistake. Remember when I did not save things? Probably gonna be the reason. Right? I went through the list again. It was still on the ISO. So Yet is out now. And then Zanity, I think we told again that it had to go out, and I guess I missed that one as well. Yep. Zanity is still in. Save. So these two guys are out. Voila, fine. And you keep on working on the machine, right? And if you find issues, oh, I need that package. So it's gonna go back on the ISO. So XApp we've done. WM control, that was a thing, yeah? Did we check that? WM control. Oh yeah, we checked that. And then WebKit 2 GTK, we've done that as well. That's gone. Whew. 100 megabyte. Okay, so I just forgot a hashtag in front of it. So I'm going over everything again, right? So like this, W3M, I've done that, 3M, out. Let's see what happens, right? Out, save. And that's the only thing I didn't think anything else. That's unzipping and all that. Ooh, yeah, TLP. We thought about it and we said, okay, let's not build an ISO for a laptop, right? So laptop, TLP is laptop, and there was another one, OS prober, no, forgot it. Let's see if I can still find it here. Qt5 WebKit, let's see there. Let's see what happens if we remove it. Qt5 WebKit. Remember, one of the goals, base, bare. Less packages. But still a nice design. So whenever things break in design wise, you have to think, what did I remove? Compare again. I'm looking at my other screen, but maybe I can share it with you as well. Laptop detect. Okay, so that's the other one I was looking for. It's out. That's good. We're not going to go for laptops. Voila. And you can keep on trying to build these things, right? Remove, well, delete everything and build it again. Anything else we can say and do? Basically, I feel it's the end of the video, right? 1 hour, 12 minutes. It's the package list, that's it, right? This is the way to cook your ISO. It's just a recipe. Take these Lego blocks, put them on ISO, and have fun with it. Can we add more? Yeah. Can we add less? Probably. Right? H block. I use it. Maybe you don't. And maybe you like the wallpaper. So nitrogen is not needed to set wallpaper. You say, I love this, I'm gonna keep this. And basically it's super simple. It's actually a file. So replace the file and you got another wallpaper. So we go to Arco Dusk and the wallpaper is here. Just change this thing into something else and you got another wallpaper. I mean, do you need the application to set the wallpaper then? No. Right? But nitrogen is fun. Super, Shift D. D menu is there. This is nitrogen. Click it, apply it, boom. Set. It is fun to have it around. Sure, choices. And we may have made wrong choices, and that's okay. This is a university, this is a school. Learn. And at the university, you are allowed to make mistakes, right? It's only by making mistakes that we learn. I have nothing else to say. Let me pause the video and think about it. Hi, I still have something to say. Remember, I did not save things and I did not add ArcoLinux Candy Beauty Git, so the icon for tuner, and that's why it's all brownish. So that's one thing I got in now on this file, but not on the ISO, right? So I installed it here just to see how it would look. So Control H, this is now our icon theme. And there are two ways of setting things, right? There is the Alex appearance, arc dark, icon theme, this guy, mouse cursor, that guy, apply. There's also, this is tuner, this is XFCE, and that's why we keep it around. Ctrl-Alt-M. There is the XFCE settings. And in there we say also arc dark and also icons, the same, and then we apply, and then we got this. Maybe we can change the font and it will work, right? So this will be your file manager. Thunar is for us by far one of the best. Nemo is the second best. Well, if you're a developer in icons, Nemo wins. It shows SVGs. Okay, I really am at the end now. What I'll do is I'll put this video online. I'm gonna put it in the ArcoLinuxB, because that's basically where it's supposed to be, the ArcoLinuxB website. This configuration is not gonna be part of ArcoLinux. I'm gonna put it on github.com Eric Dubois. So it's a personal GitHub repository, lots of things here. Worth visiting is this guy. If you're missing icons in Sardi icons, worth reporting it here. Surfer icons also reported in Sardi because it's in one go. I develop for both in the same time, right? So I don't know how I'll name it, but you'll find the repository shortly in here, and you'll see it in the 11 days ago, or just published, right? 29 days ago. It goes chronologically down. So you'll find the package list of this thing. You'll find it there, and that's it basically. Up to you. I will not maintain it. It is an educational value, like so many other tutorials I've created on ArcoLinuxB, how to build your own ISO. One way to figure out how does it all fit together, and how do I solve things or figure out things, and a workflow thing, really. All right, enjoy the ArcoLinux University. And if you can afford it, guys, remember, universities cost money. So does this project. Cheers.